Okay, we're going to start with a base coat on this guy. And I'm just using Ed Edmonds technique, which works awesome. It's latex, water, and house paint, just mixed equally. Maybe a little bit more water to thin it so it works through my air gun. And this is a strong coat. Okay, we got the base coat on there. And I'll be honest with you here, I still struggle with the seam line in these masks. That is like the hardest thing for me to get. And I haven't figured out how to get it. It's gotten a little bit better, but it's not very good at all. So it's very frustrating. It usually gets hidden pretty good, and I'm gonna put some hair on this, so that'll help, but man, it's frustrating. I use a Dremel, just like the professionals tell you to do, and I still struggle with it. So anyway, I guess just over time, keep working at it and hopefully get better. Okay, so now I'm gonna paint the collar, the clown collar here. And my daughter suggested, how about purple? And I thought that was a great idea. So what do you think?
Good.
All right, so we're gonna do purple on this, and I think that's gonna look awesome. And then, so the reason why I did the flesh color, because I'm gonna do white, of course, over this, but I want some of the, I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole head white. I think maybe just the face area, but I also want some of the, I think, at least this is what I have in my head right now, some of the flesh bleeding through the white, some of the white smeared a little bit coming off. So we'll see, but I definitely want to do some detailed flesh tone, because that, when I do that, I'm really happy with the results of that, and it looks cool. So I'm going to start doing this bib. This time I'm not going to spray it, or I should say the collar. I'm not going to spray it. I'm just going to brush it on with a chip brush, and it's the same mixture: house paint, water, and latex. Alrighty, now I'm going to do a wash. And I'm just going to use black ink right here. Where is it? Right here. I like to use FW ink. I mean, you could probably use other inks. This works really good. And I use 70% alcohol to wash it out. And I'm going to mix this with a little bit of alcohol and put it in my air gun here. And that's going to fill in all these wrinkles and really make it pop. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, now we got this all painted here with the black ink. Take a sponge, dip it in some of this alcohol, and do a brush right over it. And that white should start to pop through. Okay, see how that really made it pop out? That looks really cool. Much better. So for the veins, to start off with, I'm going to use some brownie blue. Okay, and now I'm going over these veins with a purple color. Purple and brown mix. I'm just outlining them again, right on top of the blue. Okay, now I'm going to outline those veins again with a very thin layer of white. So I'm adding some red ink, a few drops, and then mix it with some alcohol. Then we're going to use a little trimmed chip brush, stir that up, and I'm going to flick this on there. And this is going to be the first layer of kind of after the base layer, the first layer of like raw skin, so it's going to be the bright red. And flick this on, see that? And we do this all over it, except for, of course, the white face, which we have to wipe some of that off later. Okay, now for the next layer, I like to add sepia, I think is how you say it, and it's a brown. And I'm going to add more red because I used it all up. And I'm going to mix that and do the same thing, the splatter technique. So this layer is adding a ton. So you can see that's adding a lot. Kind of changes color as I get close, but that's what it looks like right there. Now I'm probably going to really mute these veins out. They're like just too much, way too much. But yeah, that's the layering. I'm going to do another layer of just sepia, not mixed with the red. So I'll do that right now. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work at all. Hopefully it works, because this is what I got. What kind of design should I do? Let's see. Want a red nose. Okay. And red lips? I don't know. We're gonna do the veins in the eyes. This is hard. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, we got some veinage going on here. Now we're gonna do the retina, or the retina, or the iris. I can't remember what it is, but and I want him looking up, like he's looking, glaring at you. Now I just put the black, iris in, and I just put the white. I layered it with white. There, you can see. And now I'm gonna pick a color for these eyes. I don't know, I want something dark. Might just do like a, well, maybe not something dark, but maybe like a golden brown. I don't know. I decided to go with a pretty dark blue for the eyes. Now we're gonna put the pupils in. Take the back of a brush, another Ed Edmonds trick, and dab it in some black paint, and then just dab it right on the eyeball. is. Okay, for the eyes, 5-minute epoxy is what I like to use, and I just use I just buy, I know it's probably expensive, I use the Gorilla 5-minute epoxy clear, and I'm just gonna tilt this guy's head back a little bit. There you go. Makes this guy come more to life. And to put this hair on, I just used silicone. So I'll put some dabs here and I'll stick it on. Just applying this on here. Spread out some silicone, and then I'm just placing this on here. He's looking cool. Okay, this guy's almost done. I took an airbrush and went over all those black lines that I had in the forehead because it was way too busy. I actually thought I was almost done, and then I asked my father what he thought, and I'm so glad I did, because he gives his honest opinion and said, not just looking at it, I mean, he looked at it and he didn't even respond for a long time, and then finally got back to me and said, you know, it's looking cool, but it's way too busy with those black lines. It's the first thing I notice is all those black lines when I look at it. It's like the first thing I want you to notice. I mean, I want the eyes to pop out. I want that red to pop out. The grin. I don't want you necessarily to notice all those wrinkles, you know? And I thought that's what I wanted at first, but I want the eyes to really look at you. And now I think I'm getting that. So I'm kind of going over, I spray painted it with some white ink, and it just kind of coated it and made it almost a bluish color over the black. So now I'm just taking a brush with some white paint and just kind of dabbing it around, trying to mute it out a little bit. That blue that it kind of turned a bluish color, as you can see. And I'm just trying to, I kind of like the little darkness around the eyes. And I'm just gonna really try to blend this up a little bit. And I may take a little bit of black from a brush. I don't know yet, I'm still debating. And do it around the eyes, but I might not. I might just leave it like this. Kind of looks like, you know, real paint on skin. That looks cool. I think I might do that right there. Maybe not. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now, and it looks way better than what it did, I think. Those eyes are popping. And I'm gonna add some more hair. I wanna go way up higher. So we'll see how it looks in a bit.